ballin' for the sovereign beast. Stay grounded like a walking cleats. Got a quarantine, I ain't seen y'all in weeks. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Ooh, what's poppin'? Okay, let me stop it. Peter Piper picking a new topic. Running through the plays and running up better options. I wanna be the rap Chris Tomlin. With a flow so sick they vomit. Got a face so strong, I put it in every song. They be looking like man's uncommon. Not gonna come in now, no comment. But I promise, I'ma be real and honest. Enemy try to take me hostage, but God really broke that bondage. In the morning, pay him homage. Give me wisdom and his knowledge. Put a hedge of protection around anywhere we go, pushing out demonics. Hey, I can feel the momentum switch. This time last year I can tell I'm in a better position. Now I'm slower to speak and I get eager to listen. And I know it's God's love when I'm feeling convicted. He's moving in, you're evicted. Now we closing the distance. I ain't got time for the wicked witchery cooks in the kitchen. I admit it, they ain't been cooking nothing good in a minute. I've been stressed on venting about the God that is in him. Let's go. Hey, what's poppin'? We gon' keep the faith. Yeah, we got you all locked in. Only one way, yeah, there ain't no other option. I've been trying to show 'em, okay, look at what God did. That's what God did, hey. Who do you to go, boy?
We're still.
So you made it. You made it. If you beat the sound guy, then you made it in time, right?
I did absolutely make it.
Okay. Yeah.
What's up? Welcome to Merge. How you guys doing? How you feeling? The sun came out today.
Did it? We were inside the whole time.
I looked out. I peeked outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I peeked outside and it came out and I was like, it's just I had
Praise
to look
the
from
Lord.
afar.
Praise the Lord. It was not sunny when we went to lunch.
No. So we got some really awesome things happening today. We're going to be doing baptisms, as you can see. Yeah. No, it's going to be great. Are you excited?
Cool.
You ready for this?
I'm so excited.
I'm super excited.
I was born ready for this.
Yeah. So
Not
at the
all.
retreat.
Wow, Shelby, that was great. I love that. Look.
You screamed and I thought somebody jumped in the water. I was like,
No.
what? I was like, no way. Like already?
But we got more fun stuff coming up.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks, like a
yeah.
dodgeball tournament.
Who follows us on Instagram? That's like maybe 30%, I think. So here's the deal: if you don't follow us on Instagram, don't know, we're having a dodgeball tournament on when? December
1st.
First, absolutely.
From 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Yep.
So here I'll give you some details, and we're gonna be still announcing this, but here's the details for the dodgeball tournament. Are you ready for this? Teams of 6 to 8, and you have to have at least 2 girls on your team. At least 2.
At least 2. I think there should be an all-girls team, though, for sure.
I think you
girls,
should. I think you should put at least an all-girls.
You guys got this.
Yeah, I would love to see an all-girls team win. Absolutely. But here's the other thing. You guys ready for this? This is the kind of cool part. So it's $5 a person to play. The winners are going to get the money. Winners take all. You guys hear that? I think like 2 of you heard me. I think Kevin's the only one that heard me.
I'm surprised Kevin could hear us over all the talking
over
here, though, man.
I know. We have all this talking over here.
I hope you guys don't miss the announcements. I'm such a mean mom today.
I'm going to step back and let you just go for it.
What else do we have to talk about today?
Well,
unfortunately, I got bad. What do you want? Bad news or good news first? You want the bad news first? Bad news is there's no Fuse Merge next weekend.
or either or.
There is no Fuse also, but there is no Merge next weekend. But the good news is, on December 12th, there's a Collide night.
Yeah, there is.
Yes,
we're planning
exciting
it.
Stuff.
You may see a lot of Christmas songs.
You never know.
You just might.
I love
you like Christmas songs? Who's already listening to Christmas songs already?
I put my Christmas trees
Couple
up
of
yesterday.
You? Yeah, Danny's already got the tree up, ready for Santa.
2.
Yeah.
I have 2? A Disney tree and a regular tree.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course she does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did we promise the winners of the Film Fest?
Apparently there were gifts, but I don't want to be a part of this at
How
all
many
because
seniors
I
are
already
even
feel
here,
so
though?
hated.
You have like 3 seniors here. I don't even know if we should give it to them.
But Jonathan came back,
Jonathan
so they
did
get a
come
bonus point for that.
Danny, you keep them entertained while I go get it.
Okay. Entertained. I'm trying to think of my joke from my Fuse email. Hold on, guys. It was something about a turkey. Wait,
So
what?
we found some stuff
Why,
that we
hold
thought.
on, hold on. Why did the Scarecrow get a promotion?
Here we go.
Hold on. You spilled.
This is what you missed out on.
Jonathan.
Why did a scarecrow get a promotion?
R2
Because he was
fell.
outstanding in his field.
He was outstanding in his field. Good Scarecrow.
So we got you guys some Star Wars stuff. So you guys can put it in your room. How's that? You guys gonna come get it? Well, you see, Danny made the decision.
Oh, I did not know.
Danny made the decision.
Everybody
All right,
brags on
he's
me,
got
man.
like
I
2
quit.
seconds to say something.
I'm out. Bye.
Some ask me what I'll say if we lost. I guess we'll never know.
All right, they have like 2 people in their group today, so it doesn't really matter.
'Kay.
What else we got?
I don't know. I'm sad now.
I think it's game time.
I think it's game.
Oh, no. 1 second. We have something really important to say. The Grace Care Center
Oh, Christmas.
is doing a toy drive.
Yeah.
And so what we're trying to do, hey, the Grace Care Center is doing a toy drive. So what we're trying to do is just in merge here, we're trying to, all of us collectively, come up with at least 200 toys.
200?
200. I think we can do it.
I think we can.
I think we can do
There's
it.
like 100-ish of you.
Yeah.
So, whoa. Hey, Kyle. So, if each of you bring 2 toys,
Yeah.
then we're done.
2 toys at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we want to win because I'm pretty competitive, and if we don't win, I'm gonna win. Okay, that's the bottom line. We're gonna win. I'll bring
Okay. Who are we competing?
I'll bring like 100 myself.
Who are we competing against?
The rest of the church. The rest of it.
There's a lot of them.
There is a lot,
All
but
right.
you know what? I think that we are superior.
Okay, are you ready to play
in
this
toy
game?
bringing. I think it's game time. Can I get the 2 leaders to get us 3 chairs over there? No, we're not doing Jeremy's sermon series or sermon illustration.
That's funny.
Bring
I'm gonna
the
look up some
tablecloth
jokes.
as well.
Thanksgiving.
And then we need. I'm gonna pull this back just a little bit here. And then Danny, can we get 2 girls?
Hey. Oh, I was going to tell a joke while they were setting up, but that's fine. I need 2 girls.
We need 2 girls, and then we need 4 guys. 2 girls and 4 guys.
Mia and one of Kylie's.
4
That's
guys.
fine.
We need guys who can take a joke, that are
Okay.
cool with embarrassing themselves. I think it's birthday boy. He needs to come. Birthday boy.
Rylan,
cool?
I have your present.
You coming?
It's
Get
in the
up
booth.
here.
Hey,
All right.
I got a joke while they get ready.
All right.
What do you call a running turkey?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Fast food.
Okay. So I need one of you to take a seat and one of you to take a seat. Not in the middle, though. Okay.
What is the best song to sing
Not
when
in the
you're
middle.
preparing your Thanksgiving
Okay.
turkey?
It's going to be great. It's going to be so good.
All about that bass.
We'll start when Danny stops
Instead of all
telling
about that
jokes.
bass? Nope. All
Sorry.
right. You guys are a tough crowd.
Oh, you know what's happening? No, I don't. Oh, cool. All right, sweet. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. This is called swag and sit.
I had more jokes, but that's
Swag
fine.
and sit. Oh, sorry. We got to
okay.
get on with this. We're playing a game called Swag and Sit. What's going to happen is actually I'm going to need, I'll need like 2 leaders to help out with this. This is what's going to happen. You guys are, single and ready to mingle, right? Right? And oh, no.
Right. Avery, where are you?
And so here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. We need you guys to come up with your best pickup line.
I thought you were giving them the pickup
Best
line.
pickup line.
I
and
don't
you're
like
gonna,
this. I thought you were giving it to them.
I am.
Okay.
I
Okay.
am.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. You guys are gonna. We'll give.
I'm nervous.
Like, you'll help you out, okay? And then you have to execute it the best as possible. But you have to come up here and you have to sit down in between them, okay? Does that make sense? So that's what's gonna happen. And we're just gonna judge. The crowd is gonna judge who did the best. Right? Does that make sense? So we're gonna have you guys go to out in the lobby right now, and we're gonna have a leader. So you can go out there, go walk out there. I'll have a leader go out there, and then we'll tell you when to come in.
Eli and me are cousins.
Danny is on one right now. Okay. Okay, we're gonna
That's
bring them
funny.
in one at a time. We're gonna bring them in one at a time. Hey, Jeremy, can you come here for a second, please? Appreciate it.
Why was the Thanksgiving soup so
All right, she's gonna
expensive?
tell some more jokes in the meantime.
It had 24 carrots. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't like that one. I love that Audra's back and just laughing at my jokes the whole time.
I just
This makes
walked.
me feel
I just
so
got
happy.
done and I come back and it's just pitch silence. Okay. Shh. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
Are we whispering?
Don't say anything. Okay. Here, let's put this over here. Can you put that back? Thank you. Okay. 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 Yeah. Now you gotta make it look like it's still there. Yeah. Yeah. No. Here. Yeah. Yeah. Like lean back. Oh, this looks a little scuffed. A little scuffed here. Hang on.
You feel so mean.
This looks. Oh, hold on. I think we need to be tighter. Here, no. Move the chairs closer. Move the chairs closer.
Closer?
No, but we'll tighten it up.
What are you
It is-
talking about?
Pull it a little bit closer. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
Whatever.
understanding what
If
you're
they don't,
going
if
for.
they're not, oh, whatever. Okay, they're
Okay.
coming in one at a time. Okay. Okay. So they're gonna come in and they're going to give their best pickup line, but they're gonna fall. So really, it's not a game. It's just jokes. We actually don't care at all. It's just we want to watch them fall in front of two girls, right? Okay. Does everybody get the game? You guys good? So make them feel super uncomfortable. Yeah, like super awkward. No, uncomfortable. We don't want them to be comfortable.
So
okay?
are they going to say it and then sit?
They're gonna be instructed to sit down and then tell their joke.
Oh.
Or
So
tell
it doesn't
their.
matter. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Doesn't matter.
'Kay.
Okay. All right. Can we get a leader to go see if they're ready? Thank you. All right. More jokes.
Audra thinks we should have them say it first.
What?
What do you think? We think.
Are we making an audible right now in the middle of the game?
I don't know.
Wait, no, they have to sit down first, so then they fall.
But we're not going to have them say it first?
No, they will. They still have to. All right, up first.
Aiden, what's up?
All right, give it up for Aiden. All right, Aiden, here's what's going to happen.
I have another really good joke.
What's your joke?
I was reading the book.
Okay, I got it. Okay, all right, cool. We probably all heard that. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you the mic. Go sit down and give it your best go, okay?
I will indeed. Thank you, Quentin. I have a microphone. This is so cool. Yeah, Mr. Kevin's cheering for me. Oh. I've been bamboozled. All right.
It wasn't a pickup
No,
joke or
I
a
will
fall
not,
down
Richard.
joke?
Thank you. All right. I will. So, ladies, I am quite the godly man, if I do say so myself, you know. I read my Bible every now and again, you know, like a good Christian boy. But I was reading the book of Numbers the other day, doing a bit of in-depth studying. And the one thing I noticed was it had all the numbers, but the only one that was missing was yours.
Oh, nicely done, Aiden.
Let's fix it.
Nicely done.
That was good. That's going to be hard. That's going to be
Aiden,
hard
you
to beat.
can come back.
Yeah,
But-
you can take a seat.
Aiden.
You can take a seat. Yeah. Shh, Aiden, don't say anything.
Guys, this is just awful.
We just have some technical
soul doesn't
difficulties real
feel
fast.
good.
Not yet, not yet. Don't bring him in. Not yet. We're not ready.
Are you ready now?
I don't know. Okay, I think we're good. All right, bring him in.
My tummy hurts.
All right.
Woo! Hey, do you guys want to hear a joke while he walks in?
All right. Give
No?
it up. You
Okay.
ready to do this?
I got a good one, but I'll wait.
All right. What you ready, Eli? You ready to do this? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give you the mic, and then you go sit down and give it your best go, okay? I'm not going to lie. First one was really good. Okay.
Go for it. Both people?
No, just talk to them both. Just go sit down and talk to them.
Okay.
Oh, no! Oh, no. Everybody's going to have trust issues.
Do you guys know what the shirt's made of? Boyfriend material.
Hey! Nice!
That's good. That was pretty good. Not going to lie.
You good job.
All right,
You can
give
have
it
a
up
seat.
for
Good
Eli.
job. Good job,
Give it
Eli.
up for
Good
Eli.
job. Good job.
It's pretty good. Okay. All right, it's going to be pretty hard to top those two. It's pretty good. Let's see what else they got. Yeah, you go ahead and bring the next person out. We're just gonna keep this rolling. Just gonna keep it going as fast as possible. Oh,
Nolan,
give it up for
coming in.
Nolan!
Woo, look at him. Look at this.
All right,
He's
he
so
is.
confident.
Whoa,
Whoa, what are you, well, hold on, we got instructions.
Hold up, son. Okay. Bro, I love the enthusiasm. May start again, honestly. I want to see it. I'm going to give you the mic. Just don't break it, okay? And just, well, there's a lot of other, what is your joke? What is your pickup line? Do you even know it? Okay. All right, are you ready? So we're going to give you the mic, and then we want you to sit down and then tell them, okay? Make sense? All right. See it. The first two are good, so you have to do this good. Let's see it.
Quentin's such a hype man.
So, while we're on the topic, do either of you know CPR? Because I just lost my breath.
That was wholesome. That was wholesome.
Crying.
Okay. All right, we got one more. We'll give it 1 second. Are we halfway decent over there? Okay.
Yikes.
All right, bring the next person out. All right, this is it. Give it up for the birthday boy.
Rylan!
It's the birthday boy. Rylan.
$10 he said something about Avery in his joke.
Oh, no.
Like compliments
Okay,
are
I'm not
instead
gonna lie,
of a pickup
dude.
line.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
don't
The
know.
last three were really good. So this is a lot of pressure here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give you the mic, and then you're gonna go sit down and give it your best go. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Man,
Are you okay?
I'm feeling kind of like stuffy. Like I can't.
Oh
I
no.
feel like something's wrong. I think I don't have a pulse. I think it. Do either of you have an extra heart? Because I think mine. I think mine just got stolen.
Wow. Okay. That was
Okay,
good.
that was pretty good. Hey, can we get the leaders to put this back?
That was kind of funny. I was
Or if
really
you guys
nervous
can.
about this game, guys. To be completely
got it
honest,
too.
that was pretty funny.
Okay.
Oh.
We got to vote now, though.
Oh.
We got to vote.
Right? Can we just? I don't like it when we yell. Can we just like raise our hands?
All right. Here's
we
what
can
we're gonna
yell.
do.
That's fine. Yell. It's
All
fine.
right. Stand up if you were one of the contestants. If you're one of the contestants, Nola. There you go. Stand up if you're a contestant. Okay.
Where's? Oh. I
Eli's
lost
on
him.
drums. All right. Give it up for Eli if you thought his was the best.
Woo! Nice. I
Oh,
like that.
That was good. He gave himself a little symbol. Okay. Make some noise if you thought Nolan.
Woo!
All right. That was pretty decent. That was better. All right. Give it up if you think Aiden. People know a good actor when they see it.
I
All right,
didn't
and
hear you
birthday boy, Rylan. Oh, I don't know. What do you
don't
think?
know.
We got to make a decision.
No, I don't make any
Danny
decisions
makes
around here
decisions.
anymore.
All
I'm
right,
not
Danny's gonna make
making
the
a
decision. Who is it?
I don't know.
Just make one.
Can we do a cheer off between? Okay, we're gonna do a cheer off between Rylan and Aiden.
Okay. All
Sorry,
right, ready?
Nolan. I'm going
This
off
is
of
it.
what I heard.
It's Aiden and Rylan. This is the final two. Make some noise if you thought Rylan was the best. Okay, make some noise if you thought Aiden was the best. I think we have a winner.
I still wasn't. I was getting Rylan's birthday present.
I think we're gonna give it to Aiden. I think Aiden pulled it home. All right, stand up and sing with us. Come to the front. You know the routine.
Hey, Merge, let's worship. I was searching for something I knew was there but couldn't see. I remember the moment when the one I was searching for found me. I can't make sense of it, no getting over much your love changed everything. Oh, 'cause I know now, how could I go without Jesus? You're more than enough for me. I don't need anything else. I need your love, I need your love. I don't want anything else. I need your love, I need your love. Na 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 na. God, I need you like water. God, I need you like I need air to breathe. I won't take you for granted. I won't go back to how I used to be. I can't make sense of it, no getting over it. How much your love changed everything. Oh, 'cause I know you now. How could I go without Jesus? You're more than enough for me. I don't need anything else. I need your love, I need your love. I don't want anything else. I need your love, I need your love. Na 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 na. Cause there's just one thing, one thing I need. Cause there's just one thing, one thing I need. I don't need anything else. I need your love, I need your love. I don't want anything else. I need your love, I need your love. Na 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 na. I need your love, I need your love. Above all distraction, above every doubt, you have my attention here right now. Love from the outset, yours from the start. You broke through the darkness to have my heart. I'm lost to the world. And you forever found in a love that never fades, in a hope that never sways. You'll never let go. This love is wild, wild. You got me reaching for the sky. Now I'm spinning over why you'll never let go. This love is wild, wild. This love is wild, wild. This love is wild, wild. Breaking the silence, a heavenly sound, louder than thunder, shaking the ground. When fear comes to find me, I will be found. Here in your presence, your freedom is now. I'm lost to the world, and you forever found in a love that never fades, in a hope that never sways. You'll never let go. This love is wild, wild. You got me reaching for the sky. Now I'm spinning over why you'll never let go. This love is wild. This love is wild, wild. This love is wild, wild. This love is wild, wild. Ah, ah, ah. This love is wild, wild. This love is wild, wild. Found in a love that never fades, in a hope that never sways. You'll never let go. This love is wild, wild. You got me reaching for the sky. Now I'm spinning over why you'll never let go. This love is wild, wild. 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 Ah, ah, ah. This love is wild, wild. Ah, ah, ah. This love is wild, wild.
Give it up for the worship team. Give it up for them. Come on. Okay, you guys can go take a seat. As you take a seat, I want to give a couple of additional pieces to our big Care Center toy drive, okay? One of the reasons why we are doing this is because of the age group in which we are partnering for. For those of you who emerged last year, you'll remember that I gave you the challenge of 100 toys, and we are partnering with the organization called Shepherd in the Near East Side of Indianapolis, one of the groups in which we go to for a missions trip. This year, we are partnering with our Care Center ministry here at Grace because we are adding 2 new age groups to families in which we are serving, middle school and high school. And since you are high school students, you know how difficult it is to buy a gift for a high school student, especially when it's not an expensive one, because the older you get, the more expensive your gifts and wants and desires seem to come, right? Is that fair? I mean, Jasmine's up here is like, yeah, 25th pair of shoes this month, please, right? She actually has more shoes than me, and she might be the only human being I know that can beat me in that category. But, so what I'm asking you to do is to think through a gift that you would enjoy. If you're a lady, buy one for a lady. If you're a guy, buy one for a guy. And we would love for you to bring them. There are giving boxes out in the lobby, and you can bring them. If you look at the white, crate-looking Christmas tree that's out in the lobby, you will see that there are those little ornaments, and there is a QR code that will give you suggestions of things to buy, but you also can just give a gift, like an Amazon gift card or a Walmart gift card, and they will go buy things as well. Some things probably not to buy specifically would be like a pair of tennis shoes, because we are giving out a pair of tennis shoes to every person that comes, for every student and child that comes. So that's not something I would encourage you to buy, whether you thought you were going to buy a pair of Air Forces or not. If you are, I'll take a pair. Okay, buy one, get one for Jeremy. Right? No? Okay. Anyways, so last year I said 100 toys, right? And does anybody remember how many we brought in? It was 312, I believe, is what we brought in last year. So I think 200 is low. However, I know that we're talking about a little bit more expensive things. Here's what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you, if you have a job of any kind and you've made money, or maybe you got a birthday gift or something, to give of yourself to bring the joy of Christmas gift giving to a family, to a student your age. And you might be amazed of how many students that we're anticipating. We're actually anticipating giving away to 400 middle school and high school students this Christmas. So we need not just 200 toys. Our whole church is coming a part of this, but I would love for Marys to do it. The other big piece, and you'll hear about more information on this as the weeks come, as it comes closer, but on Friday, December 17th, some of you have just finished school for the semester and celebrating. We would love, seniors are like, praise God. Can that be the last semester? No. December 17th, that Friday, in Central Auditorium, Merge is going to come and we are going to serve by actually organizing all of the toys for every age group that we get that come into our church, and they're going to be in the hundreds and the thousands. And so what we're going to do that night is we're going to order pizza for everybody, and we're going to invite you to come and to serve and to organize this huge system where they're going to then give out these toys on Sunday the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st. So Merge is going to do everything we can together to show hundreds of high school students in our community who, without the support, may not get anything for Christmas, what a small little taste of giving can do, not just for you, but mostly for them. And I think it's going to help us be influencers in our culture when we give back of ourselves, not just your parents, but of you, and give it to another student your age. Okay, if you have a Bible underneath your seat, or if you brought your Bible, you know this each week, I encourage you to bring the Bible because I'm going to open it up, and we're going to look at an Old Testament passage. I am making it a big guess here that most of you have never read out of the book in which I'm about to talk about. Or if you did, you got super confused and gave up because the first two verses are the most encouraging verses of the entire Bible. Only slight amount of sarcasm in that. So open up your Bibles to Ecclesiastes. If you can find the book of Proverbs, you're doing really well because it's right after Proverbs. Actually, I think Songs of Solomon is in between. But Old Testament, it's one of the wisdom books. It's one of 5 wisdom books. But we're going to be looking at the book of Ecclesiastes as we start a brand new sermon series tonight titled Priorities. And the reason we use that one word to describe the entire series is that we're going to give you some tools and some encouragement on how to have faith in the mundane of life. How to have faith in the middle. In the middle of what? In the middle of like the emotional lows. You guys know what that is. That's the day you don't even know what's up. You don't know what to do with life. You're searching, you're crying out to God, that God, what the heck, help me. That's the valley. And then we got the celebration moments, like tonight for those who are baptized, or those of you who dedicate your life to Jesus, which is what the candles are for. So for those of you who raised your hands at the retreat last week, and I'm encouraging you to be ready. In a little bit, right before we do baptisms, we're going to give you a moment to come, for those of you who've been baptized before, and light a candle, a representation of worship as a public testimony of a rededication of your life to Jesus. But what we're doing for the next 4 weeks, not including next weekend since we're not together, but womp womp, is we are going to be talking about different ways in which we can thrive in our faith in the moments of the mundane of our life. One of you asked me a couple months ago, Jeremy, would you do a sermon series on what it means to do faith in the middle? Because they were struggling with, what does faith look like when I have nothing to complain about and I have nothing to ask for? Or just everyday life. It's like you wake up and the day ends. And you wake up and the day ends. And you have moments of where that's just, you feel like it just, life just goes by. And what does faith look like when it's not a celebratory? What does faith look like when I don't even know what to pray for? For the next couple of weeks, we're going to give you some practical tools. And tonight, as we start off, I'm going to kind of propose an idea to you, or rather, I'm going to actually ask a question I think our culture is giving you every single day, especially if you're on social media. And it's called this. It's the pursuit of self. The pursuit of self. I believe that we are in the age of the pursuit of self. What does that mean? It's where you are obsessed with self-growth. I love to read. Anybody else love to read? When I was your age, I hated to read. Most of you are like, do I have to admit that I hate it? Okay. I used to hate to read, but I love to read now. But if you ask my wife what books I read, she would say they're the most boring, nerdy books on the planet because I never read a novel. I've read like 5 in my entire life, and that was because school required it, and that meant I did Cliff Notes. Let's be honest, I encourage you not to do that. That was just my poor life choice. But I love to read. I read several books a month, actually probably at least a book or 2 a week. And the reason why is because I am obsessed with self-growth. I read books about leadership. I read books about theology. I read books on like sociology and psychology, trying to figure out the mind, because let's be honest, when I talk to you guys on one-on-one, you guys usually blow my brain going, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to say. So I'm trying to catch up, which I never seem to do, but I'm reading about hot topic issues that you are dealing with or that are being thrusted on you because I care way too much about self-growth. Another way to put it that I think is probably the more leading way, so for millennials it was self-growth. For Gen Zers, it seems to be this: self-realization. The greatest question that the world is trying to get you to answer is actually the question of self. Who am I? What is the realest version of me? And you start to live a life trying to figure out what the heck you are and who you're going to be. And this chapter that we're going to look at tonight, Ecclesiastes chapter 1, beyond the fact that it is incredibly encouraging, is coming from a man named King Solomon. He is the second king of Israel, or third king rather. His father was the second king, King David, the famous king of the Old Testament. And King Solomon comes into rule. He lives a very long and successful life. He is known as several things. Not only is he known as the third king of Israel, but he is known as the wealthiest person to ever live. He's also known as the smartest, the wisest person to ever live. In fact, he wrote the 5 wisdom books of the Old Testament. He wrote the book Proverbs, where most people would use to say, some people would say, read a proverb a day because it's going to encourage you and make you wiser. The man in which we're about to read, or the book we're about to read, is written by a man who was considered the wisest person to ever live. But I think that would be shortcoming where this book is coming from. But before I get to that, let's just read the first 2 verses as an encouragement over your pursuit of self-realization. You ready for this? These are the words of the teacher, King David's son, known as King Solomon, who ruled in Jerusalem. You ready for this? Here, I'm prophetically putting this over you as an encouragement. Are you ready? You guys over there? Verse 2? This is so good. Everything is meaningless. Now we can pray and go home. Are we in agreement? Okay, no. Woo, you guys don't seem encouraged. You're all like looking around like, are you serious right now? Everything is meaningless, says the teacher. Completely meaningless. I love how the King James puts it. And in case you're curious, the King James, one of the reasons why the King James is slightly different here is not just because it's Old English, is because it's actually using the Latin word that was represented by the Hebrew word, and it uses vanity. Everything is vanity. I love that. As in a way to say, you're vain. Anybody else in the pursuit of happiness? Like, it's the greatest thing. If there is one common language in the world, it's the pursuit of happiness. We all know we're pursuing it, but none of us know what it is. And the moment you pursue it and you capture it, you need more of it. Anybody else? Anybody else ever been satisfied with their happiness? Like it never needed more? Anybody else? Because if so, you need to tell me the trick, because I don't get it. Well, King Solomon, he comes into this at the end of his life. He had all of these moments of successes, but he's also known to have 700 wives and concubines. Whew. I'm overwhelmed with trying to be a good husband to one, which I fail at miserably all the time. Like, wow. He collected more material wealth than any other person. Why? Because he was excellent and he achieved the game of life, as the world tells us. He gathered, he collected, he achieved, and then he writes this book at the end of his life, and the audience in which he's writing to is the young generational leaders of his day. And this is important. This at future, as we keep sharing more and more over the next few years, you'll hear more and more of this. But he is speaking to post-exile Israel. And why is that important? Because they were in exile, they were being ruled by the Babylonians and many others, and they just got out of it, and now they're in the moment of prosperity. So when he's speaking to people, he is speaking to young people who were the leaders of the day, who had started building the first major ship routes for trade. If you didn't know, Israel was literally the leading ship route traders of the Mediterranean. They started building the first roads to make trade routes easier. And so he's speaking to the people who were doing life really, really well. And what he says in the opening of his letter, and he ends it in chapter 12 by saying, everything is meaningless, completely meaningless. And if he's trying to inspire a whole bunch of young people to do something great, he seems to start off on a weird note. But I want to start on the same note tonight with this idea. Without Jesus, everything you do is done in vain. Without Jesus as the center of what you're doing, everything is done in vain. How do I know? Because when you're in the middle and life is weird and you don't know what to do, you'll really be driven insane because you won't have a purpose. And that is what King Solomon is doing his best to prevent. So now that we've got the intro out of the way, let's read verses 3 through 11 together, and I'll give you some context of what is happening here. What do people get out of all their hard work under the sun? What do you get? Generations come and generations go, but the earth never seems to change. The sun rises and the sun sets, then hurries around to rise again. You ever felt that way? Maybe you're in a space of seasonal depression because, let's be real, that's where we're entering. And it's like, well, the sun went up and the sun went down, and dang, I didn't get any sleep, and the sun's back up. Anybody else feel that? Whew, this is so real. The wind blows south and then turns north. Around and around it goes, blowing in circles. Man, this guy is so encouraging. Whew. Rivers run into the sea, but the sea is never full. Then the water returns again to the rivers and flows out again to the sea, as in to say the same thing over and over and over. Life is just the same thing over and over and over. Do you feel the weight of these words? The most successful man to ever live, these guys and gals are looking up to this man, looking for the greatest wisdom in the world to see how they could reproduce the same thing he did and even do better. And here's the words he's given them. Your life is going to feel like everything is worrisome beyond description. No matter how much we see, we're never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, here is something new, but actually, it's just old. Nothing is ever truly new. We don't remember what happened in the past, and in future generations, no one will remember what we are doing now. Let me pray over you as we begin this conversation tonight. Lord, I pray that these words would not be done in vain. That what King Solomon is getting to is that life without you is meaningless. And I pray tonight that we would see through the lighting of candles and the baptisms of students who had no anticipation of coming to this room tonight to get baptized. But we're going to see a movement of meaningful things tonight. As your word comes alive and brings inspiration to all of us, reminding us of the past, of all the pain that we've experienced, and bringing in purpose and meaning to life because of you. And Lord, I believe that you are the way, the truth, and the light, and that you can bring true meaning to every one of us in this room. And tonight, I pray that the words that I would share would be truly of yours. And they would bring inspiration, and they would bring a movement of your spirit. That each of us would listen intently with the intent of surrendering more of ourselves to you tonight. Specifically, Lord, I pray that this message would not fall on deaf ears because of our drive for betterness, for our drive to self-realization. Lord, that it would just be to surrender our lives to you and to see you miraculously move in our hearts and our minds, bringing purpose to the mundane, bringing purpose to the rising and the falling and the rising and the falling and the rising and the falling of the sun each and every day. So Lord, we give this moment to you, not out of hopelessness, but out of true anticipation of what your Spirit's going to do tonight. In your name we pray. Amen. So there are just several things I really want to be known for. I want to be known for the guy who has good hair, and I'm not looking forward to the day that it all starts falling out. I'm sure that's going to happen, okay? Rick's like, let me show you. Okay? He did it. I know I said that out loud, but he did it first. So before you all get mad at me, it makes it so much better to give somebody a voice out when they do it first, right? I want to be known as somebody who's put together. I shared that a couple of weeks ago. I care way too much about how I look, although today I went as lazy as possible because I really just wanted to go golfing. I saw a video of Tiger Woods golfing the first time since his crash, and I'm like inspired to go be the next Tiger Woods again. So I thought I would dress like him. It didn't seem to help my swing in the slightest this week, but that's beside the point. I want to be known as somebody who's smart. I want to be known as somebody who works hard. I actually cared so much about what people thought of my work ethic that in 4.5 years of working at Wendy's, from my sophomore year of high school through my sophomore year of college, I never called in, not one time. That's really disgusting when you consider the fact that I did get sick in 4.5 years. But beside the point, actually, I'll just tell you this because this is a funny story, just to ruin your next Wendy's experience. I went in one day, and I was very sick, but I was there for opening, and I was cutting all the lettuce and the tomatoes, because actually Wendy's cuts it all fresh, and I'm like cutting it all, and I run to the bathroom, and proceeded to go home. So don't do that, is what I'm really telling you. It's not a virtue to prove that you can work through sickness, okay? I tried it. I accomplished it until they kicked me out. But all of you are like, I don't want to eat now. I saved your parents' money. Or you, I don't know. I care so much, way too much about what people think of me. How about you? Have you thought about what you want to be known for? Have you thought about what your purpose in life is? Have you thought about what you're trying to achieve? What are some of the things you are trying to achieve in your life? Some of you are trying to become the most distinguished grad. Some of you are trying, let's just be real. Jeremy didn't attempt to do that because that was never going to happen. But some of us are trying to just get through school before Thanksgiving break. Or some of you are like, Thanksgiving break's a whole week for me. Lucky me. We are trying to achieve something in life, and we live in a culture that is obsessed with success and achievement, and I am the epitome of it. I care way too much. And I want, I guess I see this a little bit differently now than I ever have before after my dad passing away 2 weeks ago. And then thinking about his life and giving his eulogy, which is literally the greatest honor of my life. And as I was writing it and trying to think about all the reasons why I loved my dad, I thought, it forced me to ask the question, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, why do I work 60 to 80 hours a week? Because I'm obsessed with what I do. Why do I have bad boundaries in life? Because I care too much. Some of you need to listen to that because you have horrible boundaries already in high school, and you're setting yourself up for failure in the future, trying too hard to achieve at something that will be meaningless if done for the wrong reason, I guarantee you. And so, as I'm writing my dad's eulogy, I thought about, why do I do what I do? And then I started asking myself, man, if dad had known this was coming, what would he have done at the very end of his life to ensure he did something that others would be proud of? What would he do? How would it change his perspective of time? Because it seems as if King Solomon is speaking from the space of time is now limited. I heard it from a mentor who happens to be very wealthy and has now been retired for a while. And he said to me, he goes, Jeremy, I have far much more money than I do time. And I'm going to live as if I don't have a lot of time and will take full advantage of it. King Solomon is writing from a space, not as a man who is on top of the world. He is no longer king at the moment of him writing this. It's already been passed off to his own son. And so he's not at the top of the world anymore. He is writing to us as a warning. And he uses this word hebel, which is also the word that's used for meaningless or vain. He uses it 38 times and uses it 16 different ways. 16 different ways to describe how we are living a life that is potentially pointless, meaningless, missing the point entirely. He uses words like evil, fleeting, empty. Has anybody ever just felt empty? How about you, huh? Have you ever just felt that sense of emptiness? And it's like, what's the purpose of all this? Especially when you're in the middle and it's like you're not really having anything to celebrate, you don't have anything to complain about, or maybe you do and you're just in the middle and life is just life. And you're like, I don't get the point of all this. Why should I try hard right now? It's because King Solomon is writing at a time in his life when he now observes that everything he was working for, that was done for himself, that was done for the betterment and self-growth of himself and self-realization and actualization, he was observing 38 different times in 12 chapters that it was fleeting, empty, and another way he describes it later on is chasing after the wind. He introduces themes of pleasure. He introduces themes throughout this book about wealth and wisdom and achievement. The four pillars of the American dream, right? Because we're never satisfied with just wealth. We're never satisfied with just achievement. If you're anything like me, it's like you haven't stopped school because you think there's more to achieve. It's a trap. Pleasures, anybody else trying to fulfill their deepest pleasures constantly? And the moment you get one, you realize it wasn't good enough, and for a few days it feels great, and then you need more of something else. See, in order to have faith in the middle, we have to first acknowledge that our pursuit may not actually be of Christ. One of the questions you're going to get the opportunity to talk about in your small groups tonight is to ask the question, what is the center point of your life? What is the center point? See, we're soon going to be doing a podcast, potentially in the next 2 weeks, a podcast and a YouTube teaching or video series, just for you to catch on throughout the week. Whenever it's not going to be a part of actually Merge Night, but where we're going to be answering your questions. We're going to be asking you to submit questions on life in general that we could answer, where this setting is hard for us to answer every question. And I'm curious to see what your questions are, because your questions are probably going to be an indicator of the center point of your life. For most people I talk to in a pastoral counseling setting, and I meet with many of you, pleasure is at the center of your life. King Solomon's too. But at the end of it, he writes these famous words, these infamous words, everything seems meaningless to me. There's a warning that is not just suited for the end of your life, that is suited for you now, that will set your life on a trajectory of meaningfulness, even in the mundane. I love it how he says this: history merely repeats itself, as it always has done before. The sun comes up, the sun comes down. The sun comes up, the sun comes down. The wind blows south and then turns north, and around it goes, blowing in circles. Rivers run into the sea, but the sea is never full. Then the water seems to return again. It's just mundane, day after day after day of emptiness. And I love what he tells us at the very end, in chapter 12. Sorry, I thought I had a marker there. Verses 13 and 14 closes this book with these words. That's the whole story, friends. Verse 8 says it again. Everything is meaningless, completely meaningless. This is the end. This is his closing remarks, concluding thoughts. He says everything is meaningless, completely meaningless. It's literally a repeat of verse 2 of chapter 1. And then he says at the very end, that's the whole story. Here now is my final conclusion then. So what is King Solomon trying to get to? What is God hoping you and I get out of this book? What is God hoping that you and I get out of the wisdom of this wisdom book? Which, by the way, fun fact for you, every time this book would have been read, every Old Testament book is connected to a feast of the Jewish faith. And this particular book was read, and they were called the Feast of the Fruits. Or the Feast of the Harvest is another way to phrase it. And they actually would have read the book of Ecclesiastes when? At their greatest moment of wealth. Not in their moment of need, because it was at the moment of harvest when they had plenty, and they had to make sure that they did it well and saved enough for when a dry season would come. And so they would try to read this book before the coming of a dry season to prepare the people for what is to come. And I think all of us are in a dry season or ready to go into a dry season, because it seems to be the cycle of life. So whether you're in one or you're not of one, here's a final conclusion for you to bring you hope tonight. Fear God and obey his commands, for that is actually everyone's duty. I'm going to say that again. He doesn't say collect wisdom. He doesn't say to collect more successes. He doesn't say to get a better looking or a cooler looking boyfriend or girlfriend. He doesn't say to get married. He doesn't say to say how many kids you can have. All of those things are beautiful things that God gives us as gifts. But in order to have a life that is meaningful, even when life is mundane, he says to fear God and obey his commandments, for that is everyone's duty. God, and this is the summary of the entire book, he's about to die. This is his final words he ever wrote. He says, God will judge us for everything we do, including every secret thing, whether good or bad. As in to say, although your life at times is going to feel meaningless, here's the truth that you need to walk away with tonight. There are two primary sins that King Solomon talks about throughout this book, specifically in chapter 5 and chapter 7, which I'm not going to read to save time now. But there are two primary sins that King Solomon attacks because he realized he lived it on a regular basis, that always leads to a feeling of emptiness. The sin of discontent and the sin of comparison. King Solomon Gained and gained and gained and gained. And there are chapters and books written about King Solomon in the Old Testament talking about all of his cattle and all the things he gained and all of the new wives he constantly was getting because everybody wanted to be a part of his life. He was the cool guy. He was the first massive influencer that would have taken over the world. Most influential person in all the world at the time. And yet why did he do all of that? Because once he accomplished one thing, that was the one thing he always said he would do. He's like, if I could just achieve this, I'll be happy. Have you ever said that before? If I could just do a good grade, I'll start saying thank you. And you live life, if I just could accomplish this, until the moment you accomplish it and you realize it's not that great. And you have to accomplish another thing. It's the sin of discontentment. And where is that rooted in? Evil. The evil one, the devil, wants you to want more. His goal is to make you discontented because if you are content with things, then you've truly surrendered your life to Jesus and you know life is in his hands. When you feel empty, what is one of your first natural responses? I think it's one of two things. It's either to do nothing or try harder on your own. It's to do nothing or try harder on your own. Who is removed from the equation when you do that? Jesus is. And discontentment will always lead you to emptiness. Here's the second sin, comparison. I think this is like the cardinal sin of our time. Because of social media, it makes it worse. If you're like me, Instagram ads and TikTok ads are literally the worst thing for Jeremy. I have spent too much money seeing something on an Instagram ad or a TikTok ad and going, that looks really cool because they did some really cool video thing. And I'm like, wow, I think I need that. And then I go buy it. I have like a box of those things. Hence, they're in a box. But they looked really cool. And I compared myself to that. And I'm thinking, if I could just have that, or if I could have that look, or if I could have that thing in my life, that house, that car, that applies to us adults, but it still applies to you. What is the thing in which you wish if you could just have it, you had made it? What is it? If you could just have this, you would make it. What is it? You know where that attitude comes from? Comparison. It doesn't come from Jesus loving you. It doesn't come from a life that is rooted in Jesus. It comes from a life that's comparison itself to other people, which always then leads back to discontentment. And when you're discontent, you compare more, and it's a cycle of death. And what does it lead to? As King Solomon so unfortunately figured out and thankfully wrote a letter to us, what does it come to? Everything feels meaningless. So maybe you felt that in the past. Maybe you literally feel it right now in some way, shape, or form. I want to bring you some hope tonight. He concluded it by saying this: love God and obey his commands. Love God and obey him. Love God and surrender to him. And you'll be amazed when you actually do that every morning. It's pretty miraculous how Jesus actually taught his disciples to pick up their cross daily. So when we were about in just a minute to do baptisms, and there's going to be a public statement of faith, and then we got candles over here, which if we need more, we'll get more. But where we're going to light candles in a moment to show our public commitment to Jesus. For those of you who've been baptized before, is what the candles are for. And if you haven't been baptized, yes, it's an open baptism, which means it's going to be on the video where we can give it to your parents if they're not here, and we would love to join you in celebration for baptism. And why is that important? Because these two things signify to your friends and others that you are trying your best to focus your life on Jesus, and today is the start of that. And there's a reason why Jesus gives this application to his disciples to pick up your cross. How often? Once? Daily. Daily. It's, if there's something to achieve, if there's something you want to wake up tomorrow morning and achieve, pick up your cross. As a way of surrendering your life to Jesus daily. So these baptisms that we're about to experience, this baptism does not in itself promise you salvation. I'll explain in a second what that means. It doesn't in itself promise you salvation. This is important. What promises you salvation is your surrender to Jesus daily. That's faith. Because there are going to be days, and the person who asked for this series knows all about it because that's what we talked about. There are going to be days where picking up your cross and surrendering to Jesus will be the hardest thing you've ever done. It's going to feel pointless. It's going to feel meaningless. But there's only one thing that will bring purpose and meaning into your life. There's only one thing that's going to drive out discontentment. There's only one thing that can break the cycle of comparison, and that's Jesus. So I start off by asking you this question, or telling you the things that I wanted to be known for. I start off by telling you what are the things that I wanted to be known for. And here's my encouragement. As the worship team comes up, I want you to start thinking about what is it that you want to be known for. Do you know what the Bible says Christians will be known for? 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And these three things remain: faith, hope, and love. The greatest of which is love. These three things will remain in the mundane moments of your life if you daily surrender to Jesus, and that is faith, hope, and love. And you will be known by how you love. And it's only possible when you daily surrender to Jesus. Some of you tonight need to start off by just surrendering today, and you haven't done it yet. And for this next song, I encourage you to surrender. Not for any peer pressure at all, but because I know how many of you raised your hands at the retreat. I think I can safely say this. I don't have enough candles in there compared to the people who raised their hands, and I know I'm going to have to go get more. And we're going to celebrate together those who are surrendering their life to Jesus, because to be an influence in our community, for Merge to be what Merge is supposed to be, not just individually, but as a whole group, we have to surrender to Jesus. And it's done not by what you achieve, but daily surrender. Daily. Today. Have you surrendered yet today? Have you made today about Jesus? Is Jesus your Lord today, or is he just your Lord hypothetically over a period of time? But today. For those of you who would like to be baptized, maybe, I know we have some who've planned, families here for one, but if you haven't been baptized and you want to commit your life to Jesus and you want a public statement where your small group is going to come alongside you and celebrate with you, I would love for you to be baptized tonight. It'll be recorded. We got our photography here at church. Our team is here to make sure we get incredible photos to capture this moment of your surrender to Jesus. But there is no greater celebration. There is no greater night in Merge than the nights when we can celebrate lives being surrendered and reborn in Jesus. So that is you. I would encourage you to make your way over here. You'll see Quentin, Lisa, and Matthew. They're going to take you in the back. So if that is you and you'd like to be baptized tonight, go ahead and head back there. Maybe you're sitting there and go, but I don't have a change of clothes. Gotcha. You will get a shirt that looks like what Quentin is wearing. It says surrendered on it. We have shorts for you. We have towels for you. So you have no reason to feel uncomfortable. And during this song, we're going to give you the opportunity to think about it. And then we're going to have a second song where we'll sing Do It Again, Jesus. Help me surrender again. And we're going to encourage you to light a candle, and we'll help you with it and celebrate with you. But this is a moment for you to surrender your life to Jesus again, daily, today. And some of you to allow the work of the Holy Spirit to come into your life in the way that baptism can bring that other things don't. So here's why we do baptisms. So go ahead and stand. I don't want you to hear this as a voice of encouragement over you. We do baptisms because it is an outward expression of an internal work that's happened. It's an outward expression of an internal work of the Holy Spirit. Nothing about tonight is to be fabricated. It's just to be the work of the Holy Spirit. So don't force something. I'm encouraging you to act in faith and to celebrate when someone's baptized, to do it the Merge way and freak out for Jesus and for that person who is baptized. And then when somebody comes and gives a cross, that you would just pray for them, that God would give them strength tomorrow morning when they have to wake up and do it all over again. Because that's hard. That's faith in the mundane. And I just want you to know that what King Solomon didn't know yet was the grace of Jesus. And we are on the side of the grace of Jesus, and that is what we get to live in. Let's celebrate some baptisms, and let's celebrate the work of Jesus in you.
There's a simplicity, humility to the way you love me, an honesty, a purity. God, you make it easy. No special words or formulas could ever win you over, for your love is undeserved. And even when I can't see clearly, somehow you still make it easy. Your love's uncomplicated. You love me just the way I am. And so I stand before you. I'm totally surrendered, with open hands and open heart. Jesus, have your way in me. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Jesus, have your way in me. My brokenness, my loneliness, and the secrets you see, my deepest thoughts, my hidden wars. God, you see right through me. And even when I'm overthinking, somehow you still love me simply. Your love's uncomplicated. You love me just the way I am. And so I stand before you. I'm totally surrendered, with open hands and open heart. Jesus, have your way in me. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Jesus, have your way in me. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Jesus, have your way. walking around these walls. I thought by now they'd fall, but you have never failed me yet. Waiting for change to come, knowing the battle's won, for you have never failed me yet. Your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands, this is my confidence, you've never failed me yet. I know the night won't last, your word will come to pass. My heart will sing your praise again. 'Cause Jesus, you're still enough. Keep me within your love. My heart will sing your praise again. Your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands, this is my confidence, you've never failed. Your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands, this is my confidence, you've never failed me yet. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way where there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. Your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never fail. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness. Faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. And this is my confidence. You never failed me yet. And you never failed me yet. And I never will forget. Never failed me yet.
Can you guys celebrate with us? Come on. Celebrate. Again, before you go to small groups, if you'd still like to light a candle as a celebration and as a confirmation of your continued willingness to surrender to Jesus, do so. And again, we do Jesus things here at Merge, okay? It's not just about the songs or the games or terrible pickup lines where we basically just flop. Let's be honest, that's what it would have actually looked like in real life. We do Jesus things. And tonight you got to see Jesus things. You got to see miracles take place. You got to see one of your own admit their great need for Jesus. And that is worth celebrating more than anything this world could ever give. So we are terrible in the church at celebrating. So in your small group time tonight, as you talk about how do I not live a life that's meaningless? How do I live in the moments where it's just difficult? And how do I surrender my life to Jesus daily and pick up my cross? That is how. It's a remembrance. It's a reminder of God's incredible love for you. And he's always going to be faithful, as we just sung. So now go to your small group time with hearts of celebration, with great anticipation of what God's going to do in you and in your group in these next 40 minutes. Love you guys.